Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about physical and mental wellness. If you are into those topics, make sure to subscribe and please do give this video a like because I'm going to talk about productivity today, and specifically I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to improve your productivity, how to actually get stuff done. These are 4 techniques that I use myself and I'm certain you will find them useful as well. I am a productivity geek. I enjoy getting stuff done, but I am also very well acquainted with procrastination, with putting stuff aside, with getting stuck on what I'm doing. So I've done a lot of research on productivity. I've tried a lot of things, a lot of techniques, and today I'm going to share 4 techniques that actually work. Number 1 is simple. Break your task into smaller tasks. Write them out and make sure to actually check off each tiny task that you complete. Oftentimes, what happens when you have a task you need to complete, it might feel like a lot. You might not be sure where to start, how to go about it. You might be anxious about it. You might fear it. And that anxiety about doing the task might be the reason you are procrastinating. So the key to actually get started with this task is to break it down into smaller tasks, and you have to make them as tiny as possible. It is actually helpful to spend some time on breaking that big task down into smaller tasks. That will feel more manageable, and if it feels easier, you are more likely to actually do it. And if you actually start working on those tiny tasks, you are more likely to complete the big task. Just make sure to write all the small tasks down. Don't just keep them in your head because that's just taken from your mental energy. Write everything out and check everything off as you complete each little task, because that's going to trigger dopamine. That's going to feel good to complete the task, and it's going to propel you to keep going. Technique number 2 is getting some deep work done. Now, I highly recommend a book called Deep Work by Cal Newport. This book gets into all the details about how to actually get stuff done and why deep work is essential. What this technique implies is putting everything aside, all the distractions, you have to get rid of them and you have to focus on your task at hand. It really helps to give yourself a set amount of time to focus just on this task. And that's where the Pomodoro technique comes useful. Traditionally, Pomodoro technique implies 25 minutes of focused work followed by a 5-minute break, and then you repeat your work and break intervals. After a few work intervals, it's good to take a longer break than 5 minutes, for example, 25-minute break. Set a timer for the amount of time that you're going to be working and focus on work for that amount of time. When you know that you are only working for a set amount of time, it makes it easier for you to actually focus on your work because you know your break is coming. Now, your work time does not have to be 25 minutes like the traditional Pomodoro technique recommends. For some people, it might be more productive to set the work time for 10 minutes. If it's difficult for you to focus for long periods of time, setting your timer to focus for 10 minutes might be the good option for you. Even if you work for 10 minutes, then have a 5-minute break, then work for another 10 minutes. As long as you are actually focusing on your work during those 10 minutes, you are getting stuff done, and that is more productive than trying to focus for longer periods of time. The only thing with Pomodoro technique, when you're taking your break, take some time off your screen. Let's say your work interval has you working on your computer. When it's time for a break, take your eyes off your screen and do some physical activity, for example, walk around the room, do some stretches. If during your break you just go to a different tab on your screen or you go on your phone, your brain is still engaged and it's not really getting the break. So make sure take a proper break without screen time. Adding this focused work periods will do wonders for your productivity. Tip number 3 is to prepare your environment. This includes things like getting rid of distractions such as your phone, maybe your pets, your kids. Keep the room quiet so you can actually focus. This could also mean making your room cozy to help you stay on track. This could also imply going somewhere where the environment is more conducive to working conditions, to focus and productivity, such as a library or a co-working space. For some people, switching from working in the bedroom to working in a coffee shop or a library does wonders for their productivity. Having a designated working space is generally helpful. For some people, it really helps to have visual reminders to stay productive, to stay engaged and motivated. Maybe some sticker notes saying something like, "You can do it, I believe in you," some affirmations, some motivational words. Find those things that help you stay on track and create your environment to help you focus. And last one is going to be associating your task, your work with something pleasant. Often the reason we are procrastinating is because we don't want to do a task. It's not pleasant. We consider it challenging. So pairing that up with something that we do enjoy will help us get that task done. This could be something like preparing a nice cup of latte or matcha and drinking that while you're working. Or if that's a particularly unpleasant task that's relatively big, that could imply rewarding yourself with something nice, such as maybe going for a massage or buying yourself something that you wanted when you complete the task. Think of something nice, something that you enjoy, and try to pair that up with your unpleasant task or any task you want to complete, and that will increase your productivity. This could also be something as simple as, if you're working at home, that is, using your comfort blanket when you're working. Just think of how comfortable you are when you are wrapping yourself up in a blanket. Do that when you are working on your task. You might be surprised, but something as simple as that will increase your productivity. And these are my 4 tips for you. Break tasks into smaller tasks. Use set amounts of time for deep work. Prepare your environment. And pair up your task with something pleasant. I hope you found this video helpful. Please do give me a like, and if you enjoy this type of content, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.